Hello dear viewers and welcome to this channel. My name is Micha and I will soon convert this T4 camper van into an electric camper that can be charged with its own solar system. Today we will take a closer look at how and why. A few years ago I already converted a Golf 2 into an electric car, which worked wonderfully. But the Project T4 should be something very special. Oh no, that was done 1,000 times already. Not really, certainly not 1,000 times. I know of 5 vehicles that do or have done something like this. I don't want to simply upgrade a diesel bomber with solar panels to charge the 12-volt battery. I actually want to be able to drive with the sun's energy itself. The first person to do something like this, as far as I know, was Brett Balin. He converted a 1973 VW T2B bus around 2015. The technical key points: a 144 volt system, AC 51 motor with 66 kilowatts and 146 Newton meters torque, and a Curtis controller. It has 12 LED batteries that deliver around 21.6 kilowatt hours. This is enough for around 80 kilometers of driving fun and can be charged at a charging station within 2.5 hours. On the solar side, the bus has 4 panels with 305 watts. This 1.2 kilowatt peak array can be tilted forward into the sun. According to Balin, the daily energy output is enough for a good range of 25 to 30 kilometers. In 2019, the Rebel Red Foo had a solar electric camper bus made by Brett Balin. Very few of you will be familiar with the Red Foo, but I think everyone knows this song.
I'm sexy and I know it.
This time the base vehicle was a VW T2A bus from 1971, which, like its predecessor in Brett's workshop, initially rolled off the assembly line as a transporter and was also converted into a camper as part of the conversion to electric. 7 Tesla Model S battery modules were used in this bus. This means the system has 176 volts at 37.5 kilowatt hours. The motor is a net gain Hyper 9 HV, delivers 95.5 kilowatts and a brutal 220 Newton meters. You have to be careful that this motor doesn't break the bus's gearbox, which is not designed for such torques. This happens to my Golf conversion. With these conversions, the transmission usually remains in the vehicle and the electric motor is just flanged on it. But back to the Red Foo bus, the batteries provide a range of 160 kilometers. Very thin flexible modules are used as solar cells, each weight around 4 kilos. 12 modules with 245 watts form the 3-part array. While driving, the array is pushed into one another, and at the destination it can then be folded out and delivers around 3 kilowatt peak of solar power. However, unlike its predecessor, this array can't be tilted towards the sun. Unfortunately, about a year after the handover, a huge tree fell on the bus, completely destroying it. In 2018, Joel Hayes also had Brett Balin build a solar electric motorhome. This time a van that was already factory built as an electric vehicle was modified. These vehicles, called Navistar International E-Star, were manufactured in Cincinnati, USA between 2011 and 2013. The vehicles were used by FedEx, PG&E, Canada Post and Coca-Cola, among others. But because the battery technology wasn't that advanced at this time, and because of the hefty price tag of $150,000 combined with some management mistakes, production was eventually discontinued. Since these vans are built to be very light and offer a lot of space, they are ideal for solar conversion. The vehicles were equipped with a 70 kilowatt motor with 300 Newton meters torque. At that time, so-called Zebra batteries were used to store the energy. This is a type of battery that I don't know about myself, but those were already used in vehicles in the mid-90s. The batteries had a capacity of 85 kilowatt hours and were sufficient for around 80 kilometers of travel. During the conversion, these Zebra batteries were replaced with homemade batteries made from commercially available pouch cells. The cells were painstakingly hand-soldered into packs, which in turn were assembled into two large 50 kWh modules. The van has a huge solar array with 8 kW peak output. 18 modules are mounted in a drawer system. Additionally, the array can be expanded with 6 panels that are attached on the back of the van while driving. In order to harvest as much energy as possible from the sun, the array can be tilted up to 45 degrees to the side of the bus. With this solar array, it is possible to charge around 130 kilometers of range into the batteries every day if you reorient the vehicle towards the sun every few hours for a maximum yield. The special thing, however, is an 8 kilowatt inverter that provides the 120-240 volts AC current that is commonly used in the USA. You can use it to operate all sorts of commercially available electric devices and even charge other electric cars. With this vehicle, Joel managed to drive almost 7,000 kilometers from Alaska to Mexico for a fuel bill of $0. The original plan was to drive almost down to Tierra del Fuego, but unfortunately the solar array was destroyed in Mexico due to a mistake, and Joel then quit the project for personal reasons. During this time, I also worked on my Golf 2 and regularly followed the Route del Sol project, because that was when I also had the idea to convert my VW camper into a solar electric one. That's why I copied some solutions from Joel, such as the drawer technology. It's a shame that he didn't continue after the mishap. Stella Vida is a project by students at the University of Eindhoven. In 2021, the first solar-powered motorhome, as they claimed it, went on its maiden voyage from Great Britain to southern Spain. We know that it isn't the first solar-electric RV. The vehicle covered a total of 3,000 kilometers. The 7.3 meter long, 2.05 meter wide and 1.83 meter high vehicle can be folded out to a width of 4.40 meters and a height of 2.54 meters in living-charging mode. The solar panels therefore have 8.8 square meters when folded in and 17.5 square meters when they are extended. Unfortunately, nothing can be found about the installed technology. The battery has a capacity of 60 kilowatt hours and is said to be good for around 600 kilometers of travel and even up to 730 kilometers if the sun shines along the way. In my opinion, that's a lot of sugarcoating. This should be achieved through a distinctive teardrop shape and consistent lightweight construction. Photos of the interior show that it is basically a roll cage with probably very thin outer walls. This means you have neither sufficient sound nor heat insulation. The vehicle weighs around 1700 kilos, which is almost half a ton less than a Tesla Model S. But is that enough for these range figures? I doubt that, because the front is probably way less aerodynamic than a car. I'm still curious whether a vehicle like this will ever go to commercial production. According to the builders, the solar array should be able to fully charge the two batteries within 2 days. While I was doing the research for this video, I stumbled across another solar vehicle that dwarfs all previous ones. May I introduce the Guillemont family's mobile home. I hope I pronounced the name halfway correctly. At first glance, you might assume that this is simply a converted bus with a diesel engine and an admittedly huge solar array, but that's far from the reality. The bus has truly been converted into an electric vehicle. 3 Tesla Model 3 battery packs were installed, giving the bus a massive 225 kilowatt hours of electric capacity, and, hold on, the entire bus is powered by a Tesla Model S motor, which is tiny compared to the previous diesel engine. With this setup, the monster can reach around 300 kilometers of range. The huge 16 kilowatt peak solar array can fully charge the batteries in 5 days, depending on the season of the year. And there are also 2 electric motorcycles stored on the back of the bus. The costs for this conversion amounted to around 120,000 euros. If you want to follow the travels of the family of 4, there is a YouTube channel in French and an Insta page. I've had the idea of converting my bus in my head for around 6 years, and in that time I was able to think of a few things that I would definitely like to incorporate. Based on the experiences of my predecessors that I presented in this video, I also know what I won't do on my bus. In the last video I already indicated where I will put the batteries and the motor. For everyone who is new on the channel, the plan is to install 16 Tesla Model S battery modules under the bus and in the engine compartment, as well as a Model S motor that drives the front wheels. For the solar array I will take the Road del Sol method and install 3x3 modules of these super light flexible solar panels, also in a 3-part drawer system. The whole thing can then be placed 2 times on top of each other in a way where I can slide one backwards. This should give me 4.5 kilowatt peak solar output, and since my bus already has a fold-out roof, I can connect both directly to be able to tilt the array towards the sun. According to VW, the permissible roof load for the bus is 200 kilos. That should be enough for an ultra-lightweight aluminum construction. I'm still undecided about the charge controller. I would prefer if the modules each had its own microinverter so that they can feed in their maximum regardless of the shading. But I don't know how this works in detail at the moment. The way I know it is that you connect several panels to form strings, which are then connected to the grid via a large inverter and or with the storage batteries. But I'll figure it out as the conversion progresses. What should definitely be installed in the bus is a proper inverter with a 230-400 volt 3-phase output so that I can run something useful with the electricity. A vehicle-to-grid capable inverter might be appropriate here, but I have no idea if such a thing exists. Of course, I would also like to be able to charge the bus via charging stations. Tesla's own charge controller should take over the fast charging capability. Together with 2 electric air conditioning systems from the Audi shelf, the main part of the entire electrical system would be complete. Communication with the CAN bus and all monitoring and control functions are done with the Raspberry Pi and Arduinos. There will be also a nice touchscreen on the center console. The interior remains largely the same as the bus was built by Ramo in the 90s. On the left side all the cupboards, the sink, the stove and the fridge. Next to it the backseat/bed. All devices that were previously powered by gas will be replaced with electric ones after the conversion. That means that the stove, the fridge and auxiliary heater and possibly a water heater for warm water. I would also like to install a PC with monitors more or less permanently. Editing videos or working in general is simply more effective on a PC than with a laptop. So what time frame have I set for this? Well, once funding is secured, I'm anticipating in about a year, if being able to work on it full time on a daily basis. And what do I expect from the conversion? Yes, I know there is a huge load of van life videos out there on YouTube, and none of them do really well. But anyone who knows me knows that I don't make videos according to the motto, look at this great beach, look at this great nature, just look at this beautiful city. Personally, I myself hardly ever watch these videos. My way of making videos is to show the unusual things in the respective countries and regions that no one or only a few people know. Over the years I have collected a few destinations that I think can tell exciting, funny or even incredible stories. Everything from different topics that I find interesting. Nature, history, technology, culture. The plan is to first explore Romania in detail and then gradually expand this to the Balkans and finally all of Europe. What also would be interesting is to travel to Ukraine once all the misery is over. Feel free to write your thoughts about the project in the comments below. This will push YouTube's algorithm and suggest the channel to more people. At the moment, EV camper travel is still a thing of the future for me. The first goal now is to get the van converted as quickly as possible. And to achieve this goal, you can help me. simply by giving the videos a like or even a dislike if you want. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so that you never miss a video. And best of all of that is free. I would like to thank everybody who supports the channel so actively, especially Stefan P. for the Patreon membership, and of course the people who support me via PayPal. You can find the link on the video description below. But I also want to thank everyone else who watches my videos and participates in the comments. We also have a Discord server. If anyone doesn't know what this is, it's similar to a forum with lots of additional options like video and voice chats. You can also find the link to this below in the description of this video. Thank you for watching until now, and I would be happy to welcome you back to my channel next time. With that in mind, see you next time. My name is Micha and I'm out.